Hey guys, this is John, your host on Mgtow is Freedom. Welcome back. Mgtow is men going their own way. That is you as a man choosing the way you go, what you accept in life, what you reject, what your goals will be, how your plans should be laid out. It's all yours. And if you get roped into a relationship with a woman, it's not going to be yours anymore, because that's not how the game is played. No longer is it a man's world and the woman's along for the ride and she hopes and prays she finds a good man that takes her on a good ride, right? That's the world that I want back. The man's world, where there's none of this mamby-pamby, wimpy bullshit, apologizing, political correctness, ass-sucking bullshit, right? I'm tired of that. Tired of it altogether. You know, it's time for a man's world to make a return. In order for us to get there, though, you, me, other men, we're going to have to accept reality, right? It's always easy to point to someone else and say they've got a problem with reality, right? Cognitive dissonance is consuming their life. They can't accept it. Right? We have to accept reality also. We can't just blame others. We have to look to ourselves. And I think Mgtow, a lot of them, a good percentage of them, probably more than we would all suspect, tend to be more introverted, or at least introspective. Right? So as part of that, right, we have to accept the way reality is. We can't live in fantasy land. But I think it's important to look around and say, what is the issue? What's the real problem here, right? Oh, there's lots of them. Too many to list. But let's talk about a couple. I have said that women have childlike minds. Some of them stop mentally maturing at 8 or 12 or 15. I might go so far as to say, well, those are good numbers. But I'm going to start by telling a story. When I was 4, I learned that Santa Claus wasn't real. Right? My sister said, hey, there's presents under Mom and Dad's bed. And we went in there and looked, and lo and behold, presents under the bed. I figured it out at age 4. I accepted it, and I moved on with life. Hey, life is good. There's this Christmas thing. There's presents. It's a good old time. It's a holiday. Yeah, there's this Jesus thing and manger and sheep and stuff. All good stuff. But the reality is Santa Claus isn't what Santa Claus is marketed as. And I think that's a very important way to observe the world in which we live. Yes, sir. Indeed. The world is not as it's being marketed as. When I say women have childlike minds, they're immature. In fact, they're amoral. They're immoral because they're not mature. Right? It's a maxim of law. It's understood that a mentally incompetent person, whether they are insane or mentally retarded, they cannot be held accountable for their actions because they are considered immoral and amoral. They cannot understand. I contend that women pretend to understand, but they really don't. They pretend to be moral, but they really aren't. And I can cite an example. Women today, especially in the United States of America, probably the high crown jewel of stupidity caused by marketing and advertising. But if anyone wants to challenge that and say their country is just as bad, if not worse, you go right ahead. But I'm voting for a good old US of A, having the most suckers in it, being sold whatever fairy tale that the merchants want, and everyone sucks it up. But women especially, women still believe in Santa Claus. They still believe it. They still believe there's a guy out there who is going to ask them what they want and give them everything they desire. In fact, these women, these girls, as they've grown up, right? Christmas isn't just on the 25th of December. It's not just on holidays. It's not just on 3-day weekends. They've grown it and grown it, right? Well, there's Christmas and their birthday and the anniversary, right? There's the betrothal date. There's Valentine's Day. There's Mother's Day. You give them a holiday every day of the week and they'll go nuts for it. But it's beyond that. Now, every day is Woman's Day. Every day is Christmas. And every man needs to be Santa Claus. What do I mean by Santa Claus? Able to make their dreams come true every day. Santa Claus, in order to give out what he gives, must be just made of money. And when a little girl asks for something from Santa Claus, she'll ask for something that's within her mind. So her parents were always able to meet it, right? I want a pony, I want a Barbie. Who knows what they want these days? Right? I have no fucking clue, because little teeny girls now are told they're boys. But we'll just go with the fact that they think they're girls, right? So they want a Barbie, they want a pony, they want this, they want that. They want a Betty Crocker Easy Bake Oven. And that's within the purchasing capacity of the father for Christmas. But these girls have grown up. They want something new and shiny all the time. They want money to never be a question, because Santa doesn't set the little girl on his lap down at the shopping mall or the department store and say, ho, 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 what do you want, little girl? And keep it under $50. He doesn't say that, right? So the girl sits there and she sees this adult male, this man. He's got a beard, right? Big white beard. He's the holly jolly picture of masculinity and generosity and pleasure. Here he is asking this little girl what she wants, and she tells him her heart's wishes. Oh, I want that pony. And he makes it happen, right? Because she has a childlike mind, she doesn't stop wanting that when she grows up. She doesn't quit thinking she's entitled to it. She doesn't set a financial limit on her wants, her materialistic desires and needs. No, she finds a man and he becomes Santa Claus to her. He is the ultimate male that is masculine without being dominating. He has a good sense of humor as he gives away the bank. He never says, no, little girl, you don't get to have that. So some people say, you know, women, they've got penis issues, they have daddy issues. I think they have Santa Claus issues. And if it was just December 25th, we might still be okay. But these girls do not grow up. They want to be the little princess wearing the shiny little dress with the little crown on their head, little glass plastic slippers their mommy got them. Every day they want to be the princess, and every day they want a man to be Santa, to make their dreams come true. Now, you could say, John, you're just making this shit up. You're making it up. Let me bolster my argument. Let me buttress it the way a great architect would buttress his cathedrals in Europe. Those beautiful... Oh, we're going to lose my camera. Those beautiful edifices, right? The great cathedrals. They need to be reinforced a bit, buttressed, right? So what do I mean? Yeah, they never grow up. They never figure it out. It doesn't matter what situation women are in. They think the next man coming is going to be Santa Claus. that they're entitled to it, that it's expected. I'm going to use single moms as an example. Yes, single moms. They've got 1, 2, 3 kids? Fuck, I don't know, more? And a guy comes along, and for whatever reason, he finds her attractive. Whether it's her ass, her face, her sense of humor. Or whether he white knights up and he kind of pities her and he wants to be a man and step up and help. Whatever his motivation is. It doesn't matter. What's interesting to note, though, is the expectation on the woman's part that he's going to wave a magic wand the way Santa would wave his hand and little elves just fix everything. It's incredible. Right? All of a sudden, she's got a man interested in her, and he's going to give her everything. He's going to give her the attention that she wants. That's what she wants, that attention. She thinks she deserves it. She earned it. She hasn't done a damn thing yet, and she's already exercising fantasies in her head. I've interviewed women, trust me, single mothers who think that because a guy shows some interest in her, that all of a sudden she is a prize and she's worth fighting for and giving his entire life over to. Presents! Bless her with presents! Right? You white knight Santa, you. That's what they think in their little heads. You can't tell me that they don't have childlike minds if they're still exercising that type of thought process. Grow the fuck up, is what one person in their right mind might say, but the girls don't hear that. They don't fucking hear that. The other day I saw this waitress. She had a huge ass, thunder thighs, huge backside, right? In fact, her back looked like a fucking gorilla. Right? She turns around, she's got a beautiful face, very pretty girl. Single mom, giant ass, right? It's like they took a Barbie doll and like put it on Magilla Gorilla's body and then put some clothes on it. And she looked at me and she looked me up and down. And then she was like, yeah, that's right, I'm beautiful. And I got this play off of her. That type of fucking attitude. Like, what are you going to give me? Right? I was supposed to start complimenting her or something. I did it all wrong, of course. Ended up getting sneered at and I laughed at her. It was fucking hilarious. You know. But they have childlike minds, fantasies that they live in. Now, I do think that fantasies are a good thing, right? The imagination, using it. Imagining your life. Right? I'm going to have a 300-foot yacht. Okay, you end up with a 100-foot yacht. You still fucking win, right? That's the imagination. That's fantasy. But you need to interject realism in there, for God's sake. You know, these fucking women, Santa Claus, they go out with a man, what, once or twice? They think he should be proposing to them. And they're single moms. And even if they're not single moms, they want to be proposed to. They want you to look like, what is that? Scott Calvin, the Santa Claus movie, right? You go from being a handsome man to a big beard pop.